What's happening with it, y'all? Yeah, so y'all see, Terence Crawford finally came out and told the truth about what's going on with him and Errol Spence and why the fight ain't happened. And I told y'all, I've been telling y'all hating ass fans for the longest time, stop running with the lies and the narrative. And now that Terence Crawford said it, what y'all gotta do? Now we're gonna get straight into the video, but before we get into the video, smash on my like button and sub to the channel if you ain't already subbed to the channel. And also, it looks like Terence Crawford might be leaning towards signing a deal with the PBC, a multi-fight deal, that is. So yeah, let's talk about it, y'all. And like I said, hit my like button. Don't forget to hit my like button. So yeah, yesterday, Terence Crawford, he did, a couple interviews. And of course, a lot of conversation was brought up because we haven't heard nothing from Terence Crawford in a while. Now we hear from his team, we hear from Bernie, but we ain't really heard nothing from T-Bud himself, in a little while. So first of all, Terence Crawford, he spoke on what he would like to do in the immediate future next. And Terence Crawford, he said, you know what? I think I'm leaning towards, I want to fight, I want to go up to 154, and I want to fight the winner between Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. And so I said, we've heard that. We've heard rumors that he was saying that to his team, and we heard that behind the scenes. And so that's really no new information, but I think it's really the first time that we really heard it out of his mouth, right? And so I don't have no problem with that. That's, whether it's Brian Castano or Jermell Charlo, that's a hell of a fight. That's Terence Crawford won all the smoke, so I don't have no problem with that. But the only thing is that, like I told y'all before, Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo, they both fight on the PBC. So in order to make that happen, you know what Bud got to do. He'll have to go over to the PBC and sign with the PBC to make that happen. So I said, okay, cool. Now, what everybody had been wanting to know is what Terence Crawford has to say about Yordenis Ugas and Errol Spence, and about a fight with himself and Errol Spence, the biggest fight in boxing that everybody want to see. Now, as far as the Yordenis Ugas fight, Terence Crawford came out and said what I've been trying to tell y'all. He said, well, him fighting Yordenis Ugas, that's no surprise. He said, we knew about that fight was in play way before anything. We already knew that he was going to fight Yordenis Ugas, because of the situation that happened with Manny Pacquiao. We knew that was going to happen, before the public even knew it, before it was even out of the public. Now, let's go back. Terence Crawford, right, was all in the water, calling out Errol Spence. The whole team, Crawford was saying that Errol Spence was ducking him for Yordenis Ugas. But the man just came out and told y'all, oh yeah, that was in play before anything, right? Because it was. Just like I told y'all, that fight had been in play. When Errol Spence got injured against Manny Pacquiao, it was already in play, right? That whoever the winner was between Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugas, Errol Spence, once he came off of his injury, he was going to fight the winner of that fight, whether it was Manny Pacquiao or Yordenis Ugas. Manny Pacquiao lost, Ugas won, and now we have it. So that shit's been in play, and Bud just told y'all. So why was Bud running with the narrative, right, that, oh, he ducked me, he ducked me. Well, his whole team was running with that narrative. And I told y'all, stop lying, right? Stop lying. And I'm talking to the fans, right? Because I told the fans, I said, they doing that to promote Terence Bud Crawford, to make him look like that everybody is just so afraid of him, like he a boogeyman. Okay, cool, I understand it. But see, the fans want to run with it. They want to trash Errol Spence's name, act like he pussy and he's afraid. And so, we know how it is, right? Now, let's move forward. What we really want to get down to. So they asked Terence Crawford, hey, what's up with you and EJ? What do you think about that fight? How come that fight hasn't happened? And he finally tells the truth. What I've been saying the whole time. He says, you know what? Look, the reason this fight hasn't happened is because of politics. He said it don't have nothing to do with me and EJ, right? It's because of politics. But he said, well, how come y'all haven't got on the phone and talked to each other? He said, we already got on the phone and talked to each other. And he said, one thing I know is Errol Spence wants to fight just as much as I do. We both pushing for the fight. Behind the scenes, we both want to fight. Oh, hold on. Did he just say that Errol Spence is pushing for the fight? They both want to fight? But this whole time, Bernie been running around talking about, oh, he a pussy, he's scared, he a bitch, he this, he that. Terence Crawford been running around, oh, where your bitch ass at? Where you at, Errol Spence? Quit ducking me. You ran with that narrative for a long, long time. When all we heard out of Errol Spence's mouth was, yeah, I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? I want to fight. I'm going to go do this what I got to take care of, pick up all the belts on my side of the street, and then I'm coming to see Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford addressed that. He said, well, Errol Spence said what he was going to do. He said that he wanted to clear out his side of the street for some reason, and then he was going to come see me. Yeah, Errol Spence wants to fight. And I respect Terence Crawford for that, because it took a lot for him to come out and really tell the truth around the situation, because his whole team is still running around with this narrative, the fans, right? And it made him look like a boogeyman to a lot of people. Right? It kind of slandered, it slandered Errol Spence's name, making him look like a pussy to a lot of people, when a lot of people even knew that was lies. Even the people that was running with that narrative, they knew it was a lie, but they ran with it because they don't care about the truth. They just want to run with what makes them look good or what sounds good to them. And, so it took a lot for Terence Crawford to come out and basically admit that he had been lying about the whole situation. He ain't say, yeah, I was lying about the whole situation, but I mean, if you follow what's been going on, you follow what his team been saying and what he been saying for the longest, yeah, he pretty much admitted that he's been lying the whole time about the situation. So, salute to Terence Bud Crawford for coming out and being a man and owning up to the shit and telling the truth. Because, man, all of this, oh, he's scared and he running and ducking. We ain't never seen Errol Spence duck no smoke at all. If it's a fucking fire burning down the house and he needs to go get somebody out of the house, well, he gonna run to the smoke. He ain't gonna let the house burn down. He ain't gonna let you burn down in the house. He gonna fucking run to the smoke. And, T-Bud, a lot of people was running with the narrative that T-Bud was ducking, but I never said that. I never thought that man was ducking. I just believe that his business sense is not the best. Now, this is the thing, right? He also said that, hey, I understand that I'm not going to be able to sign with no promotional company and just go and fight their best fighter and maybe take their belt and dip off. He said that ain't how business works, right? So now he's telling you he understands how business works. So basically what he's saying is he's telling you, like, yeah, I understand I can't go to PBC on a one-fight deal with Errol Spence, win, lose, or draw, and then chunk the deuce to them. And I've been telling y'all that. He knows he can't just go over there, right, and sign a one-fight deal and they just gonna let him, just run off, win, lose, or draw, and get a bag and dip out and not do business with them no more. So he's telling you, now I do understand that I will have to sign a multi-fight deal with the PBC. I see what it is, I'm not gonna be able to do what y'all saying, like, oh, I'm gonna just go the independent route and do my own thing, a one-fight, one-off deal. he is not Canelo Alvarez as far as star power, right? It had nothing to do with in the ring. He's not Canelo Alvarez as far as star power, right? Canelo Alvarez generate a lot more money whether we like to hear it or not. You feel me? And I don't like how Canelo moving, but it's the thing. He generate a lot of money, and we see how these promoters do when it comes to a fighter that generate a whole bunch of revenue. Now, this is what I like to hear, because Terence Crawford is finally showing that he understands the game and he understands what he gonna have to do. So to me, it sounds like that Terence Crawford is going to sign a multi-fight deal with the PBC, because all of the fighters that he's calling out are PBC fighters. The biggest fight for him in his career, Errol Spence, is a PBC fighter. Brian Castano, Jermell Charlo is a PBC fighter. Keith Thurman is a PBC fighter. So he know what to do. And so, like I said, I'm looking forward to Terence Crawford sitting down with, Al Heyman in the PBC and working out a deal. Whether it's a 3-fight deal, a 2-fight deal, or whatever it is, he gonna have to work out a deal, and it will have to be a multi-fight deal. It can't be a one-off and I'm chunking the deuces, I'm gone, and I'm gonna mess with another promoter. That's just what it is. And all of the smoke is on the PBC, whether it's at 147 or 154. Now, for all y'all dick riding, hating ass, fans out there that was all up under my comments, oh, you capping, you don't know what you talking about. Do I know what I'm talking about now? Yeah. Anyway, y'all make sure that y'all smash on my like button. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subbed to the channel. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.